Alright. Hello there, everybody. I'm Saban928, and I'm Aaron. Once again, welcome back to Chaos Head. So, I think I know what I'm doing now. I hope. So, this is going to be interesting. I was weirded out by this here. So, apparently, how I skip these sections is by constantly saying yes. Up until I get to Chapter 6, whenever we're in that section where I have to answer the questions correctly. Okay, so, just a coincidence. Yes. I'm making it up. It's all in my head. Yes. The new gen killer is somewhere in the school. Yes. Which we know it's not. The new gen killer is, what's-her-face. Whoever wrote this is trying to provoke me. Yes. I should definitely erase it. Yes. Had it been there the whole time? Yeah, good, because we're skipping. Skipping all of the stuff that I've already seen. And then, oh yeah, the delusion of Sakihata in blood, which is always hilariously nice. There's gonna be an unhealthy amount of skipping. It looks like the next skip is gonna be up on Chapter 2. Yeah, I am not even going. I am not even going to waste my time. She just drank straight from the bottle. Nasty. She was supposed to be a girl, yet she acted like this. What a disgrace. This is exactly why 3D sucked ass. As soon as Nanami left, I was gonna chuck that bottle straight in the trash. Wait, what? She just... Did you just drink it all? Huh? I bought that cola with my own money. So just because you're my sister, you think you can do whatever the hell you want, huh? I see how it is. Nanami looked at the bottle in her hand and turned pale. Oh, good. It looked like she finally realized how rude she was being to... Oh my god. What? Huh? How the hell is it my fault? I had no idea what she was talking about. We did? Huh. That is true. You know, the funny thing is, at the time I'm recording this, I actually just tried milk tea yesterday for like the first time. It wasn't unpleasant. I just happened to see like a can of something called milk tea. I think it was like Taiwan. I don't have the can anymore because I finished it, but it was my first time trying milk tea. I don't think you're supposed, I don't know if you're supposed to eat those little balls that come in there, but I didn't. I will say though, it definitely was really weird whenever I'm drinking and all of a sudden, oh, what the fuck is that? Basically. It wasn't bad. I may have to look up the proper way to drink milk tea though. Just in case. But milk tea really isn't any healthier than cola. It's got just about as many calories. And more importantly, who the hell asked? I'm happy with my diet, thanks. Is that all you came here for? Drink all my cola, then lecture me to stop drinking cola? Oh yes, because it's gonna be lots of skippage. And now we wait till something new happens. Alright, here's another one. Okay, so this one okay, so this is the other one I have to be neutral at. So the next one will be in the next two will be in chapter 2, and there are 2 delusions during chapter 2 that I have to be positive on. Which, if I had to guess, more than likely means there's going to be an unhealthy amount of... I wouldn't really call it fan service, I would probably just call it, ah shit, why do I have to deal with this? Oh well, skip to chapter 2, unless something else happens in chapter 1, so... Alright, we are officially in chapter 2. So now I gotta look for 2 specific positive delusions. Let's see. Okay, good news, it's not this one. Because I'm not giving any to any stupid Seroton delusions. Oh shit, she has no glasses now. Oh, so my answers did affect what Grim looks like. Huh. Well, I'll be damned. Alright, is it this one? This is the first one? Yes, this is the first one. Alright, so positive delusion time. And that's probably the only part of this delusion that I'm going to be showing. Thank you! Now I can skip the rest of this nightmare scenario. Whoa, what the hell? Huh? Sitting in front of my PC, I had gotten lost in another delusion of mine. The concert I'd gone to earlier today was great inspiration. After all, as far as 3D girls went, Fez was pretty nice. That said, the number of people in the crowd had been way too high. Hell would have to freeze over for me to go there again. I wanted to GTFO basically the entire time. In the end, the size of the crowd made me too sick, so I had to rush to leave the venue. Today's delusion had been awesome, and who knows, maybe Phantasm and Fez actually did that kind of stuff. I would certainly hope not, and I'm pretty sure they definitely don't, based on how fucked up the delusion that you had was. I have an honest question for people that are actually watching this. People that are, like, skipping around to kind of see specific spots and are kind of upset that I'm not covering those parts. Are people upset that I'm cutting out a large amount of the, what I would consider to be unnecessary bits? Like, I'm cutting out pretty much the majority of that entire delusion. Except for that one last little bit of line of dialogue. Are there people upset with me doing that? I want you to be perfectly honest with me. Because I will say again, my channel isn't really into that kind of content. Well, anyway, I guess I'll log on to ESO or something. Oh, there we go. Now we're up to the skippage. Oh! Is this the right one? Okay, hold on. Let me make absolutely sure. Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button. By the way, if you can't tell, I'm actually trying to use the controller this time. Ah, that's the button for the delusion. Okay. Alright, so now's the part where it looks like the next delusions will take place in Chapter 3. Looks like 1 positive and 1 negative. Okay, that seems... Alright, that seems a bit better. Because last time, the Chapter 1 both had to be neutral. Chapter 2 both had to be positive. Now we're kind of mixing it up. This time it has to be positive and negative. For specifically chapter... Wait, am I in chapter 3 already? Man, I gotta really admit, whenever you're not reading through all of this stuff, it's kind of crazy. Okay, so this one I can skip. This is not one of the ones that I'm looking for. Got it. What? By giving only yes answers? I don't want to say yes to this. Please let me ogle you more. Oh, God, this just makes me uncomfortable. If it's with this girl, I'm willing to get down on my hands and knees and beg with all my heart and soul. Do I have to say yes to all of these? If given the choice, I prefer being stepped on. What the what the actual fuck? Takumi! I've got nothing against a little sword play, if you know what I mean. Being sword play. I've hung around Glitch or I've hung around those two long enough to start kind of getting some of those weird double entendres and jokes like that. I do not understand what this one is supposed to reference, and I personally don't think I want anybody to explain it to me because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be weirded out by the answer, possibly. Like, actually just... Like, you a masochist? Like, you want to actually get stabbed with the sword? She's gonna kill me with that sword either way. Probably. You are a bit of a degenerate, Takumi. And now we're just skipping. Okay. So, we should be currently in Chapter 3. So, looks like the one I have to go positive is, damn it, this was not the time. Fez didn't even so much as look at me. Okay, so not this one. Skippity! Oh, positive. Okay, damn it, this is not the time. Positive. Huh? Was that a woman's voice just now? Goosebumps stood up all over my body. Had the reclusive owner of the gaze finally decided to show themselves? Why don't you turn around and find out? Was that even possible? I just cracked my neck. I just cracked my neck again. Should I turn around and see who it was? But what if she attacked me the moment I did? It was a fairly cute-sounding voice, but what if, in reality, a monster far removed from anything human was standing there? Oh, no. If that were the case, wouldn't that mean that they were getting ready to attack me right now? If I didn't turn around, I wouldn't even notice if they killed me. Maybe I should say something else to see if they'd respond. It was possible the voice I'd heard was just a hallucination or a delusion or something, so that'd help confirm it. And I mean, I talk to my Seroton figure all the time in my head. It had to be the same thing. I tried to be bold and ask, "Who are you?" but I hesitated. If I was to provoke the attacker, it could have very easily spelled the end for me. It could have caused her to finally stop waiting and attack me. So many delusions ran through my head that I found myself completely paralyzed. What should I do? Maybe the whole thing was a product of my own design, and I was just being the world's biggest dumbass. I swear if the owner of the gaze wasn't here, I'd just been sitting here trembling in fear over nothing. I was gonna kill myself. Oh, that's Rimi. I think she's one of the only ones that calls him Taku. Oh god, it really wasn't a hallucination or a delusion. There was someone right behind me. Startled, I reflexively turned around. Hello. The demon girl! The girl sitting on the sofa was undeniably the same one I had seen at the crucifixion crime scene. And now, for some reason I couldn't comprehend, she was just standing there, looking at me, smiling. Oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck. She'd finally come to kill me. It had to be because of the detectives I talked to. She'd seen me do it with her clairvoyance. After that, she'd infiltrated my base without making a sound, took up a position in which she could kill me at any moment, and now she was reveling in my fears. I cried and screamed in terror. It couldn't be anything else. Don't kill me! I tried to scream, but I was too terrified to make a sound. Eh? A doe's didgeridoo? Pardon? Tilting her neck to the side, the demon girl unleashed a strange incantation. It had to be some demonic tongue. Oh, that's great. She was cursing me. In hopes of gaining as much distance as possible from her, I went to hide underneath my desk. Problem was, I was so shaken that I ended up bashing my head into the edge of it, rendering me unable to move as I writhed in pain. Good job. Yeah, I just bonked my head on the desk. Even now, the demon girl was keeping up her amused smile. But it had to be a trap. One built to lull me into a false sense of security. The second I let my guard down, she'd swoop in and end me. Or maybe she already had, with that curse she'd placed on me a minute ago. In a few days, my entire body would suddenly start spewing blood everywhere, and I'd die right then and there. I got down on my hands and knees, cradling my head between my arms. Those goddamn detectives had completely fucked me over! Eh? It was a lie meant to buy me some time. The older detective had said he'd guarantee my safety. If he was doing his job properly, he'd had to have sent at least one officer over to my place. Upon thinking that, I suddenly realized I'd given the old man my phone number, but I hadn't given him my address. Suddenly, the demon girl assumed a pose resembling a salute. And what was just as, if not more strange, was what she'd said. It was almost like a sound effect. Was it another demonic curse? Okay. What? Was she trying to play dumb? Or was this her roundabout way of threatening me? And in actuality, she was saying, forget the truth. Act as if nothing ever happened. You are your brain just doesn't work. Then again, you are a delusional existence, so yeah. What the hell is she thinking? Hadn't she come here to kill me? The demon girl got up from the couch and reached her hand out to me. Her expression was so gentle, and now that I was seeing her up close, she was actually pretty cute. Damn it, I was letting her get to me! Stop acting like a goddamn idiot! Was I seriously calling a demon pretty cute? I don't know, I've seen some pretty cute demons. Mostly monsters, though, preferably. She was a murderer. She'd used Yua and Shogun to trap me, and now she'd come to finish me off herself. Don't trust her. I'd already learned my lesson back with Yua. I'd never make the same mistake again. I refused to take her hand. Don't be deceived by this demon girl's smile. She was a demon trying to tempt me. If I gave in to that temptation, I'd die. Trust no one. Don't believe anything. Don't believe anything anyone says. What was she gonna do with me? What? Just like with the guy in the fourth case? Was she gonna...
殺すんでしょう。それとも岩とか将軍とかがいる場所に連れてって。
岩？将軍？誰それ？
Maybe the three of them had decided to work together. That way I wouldn't be able to fight back when they beat me to death.
そんなのやだ。助けて。
じゃあね、私を殺人犯扱いしなければ助けてあげる。
So that was her true goal!
そんなビビらないでよ。いちいち私がへこむようなリアクションしてくれるよね。
お願いだ。もう二度と誰にも喋らないから。だから見逃して。
もしもーし、タク、ちょっと落ち着こう。
This bitch acting like we were close or something, calling me Taku and shit. Wait, actually, how did she know my name? She'd already known it back when we'd first met at the crucifixion crime scene. How? How did she know it? And also, how had she known where my base was?
当然でしょ。あなたの名前を知ってるのは。
How she just read my mind? I knew she was clairvoyant. She knew my name, my address, all because she'd used her powers on me.
タクって結構独り言多いよね。前から思ってたことだけど。
Always? How long was she talking? Wait, had I been talking to myself out loud just now? I hadn't been aware of it at all. Was that really true? Had I really been talking to myself out loud? Or was it possible that she was just lying to me? And in actuality, she read my mind!
タクの名前を知らないわけないよ。私、物覚えはそんなに良くない方だけど、友達の名前くらい覚えるよ。
The sad part is, technically she's not wrong. She is friends with Takumi. Friends?
それともタク、私のことバカにしてる？そりゃ私、テストの点数はそんなに良くないけど、面と向かってそういうこと言われると傷ついちゃうな。
Was someone here crazy? But who was it? Me? Her?
もしかして転校生。
そういえば近いうちに転校生が来るらしいよ。スカチン先生が言ってた。
Oh yeah, Kozue. Or Kozu, P. I think it's just easier for me to just refer to her as Kozue. There were two different conversations going on here. My terror from earlier, together with the anxiety of having no idea when I'd get killed, was starting to fade. But rushing in to replace it was a completely new kind of dread, slithering in to slowly erode my mind.
もしもし？
Hello!
その顔はまさかまだ信じてくれてない？
誰だ？
Who was she? A murderer? A demon girl? That was who.
タクこそクラスメートの顔を覚えてないんだ。ひどー。
Did she say classmate? So we weren't just friends, but classmates too.
でもまあしょうがないか。タクはあんまり学校来ないもんね。だからって私の存在丸ごとなかったことにするのはどうかと思う。私の名前本当に忘れちゃった？そんなことないよね。知ってるでしょ？
Saki Hatarimi.
あなたは知ってるはず。
Whoa. Me.
Me.
Whoa, okay, this is different.
そう、正解。賞金50円プレゼント。私 崎畑リミですなんだやっぱり覚えててくれたんだねよかったよかった
That was different. Ooh, okay. How? Was it true? Was the demon girl's name really Rimi? Why had that name suddenly popped into my head just now? Why did I know this girl's name? Maybe she really was my classmate and friend and I'd just forgotten? No, there was no way. I'd never even heard of the name Sakihata Rimi. It had to be a fake name. It had to be that when I said Rimi, she just decided that'd be her name right then and there. It was like one of those spam emails from a Nigerian prince that used your personal info. Oof. The sad part is that those damn email spams are still going on. They're just people that have no life. Losers. Besides, other than you, I'd never met a 3D girl who talked to me like we were this close in my life. And Yua was the demon girl's underling. Wait, that was it! What the girl calling herself Sakihata was doing right now was exactly the same as to what Yua had done. This temptress knew I wasn't used to interacting with 3D girls, so she was attempting to lead me into a trap by behaving all friendly and trying to seduce me. It was the same exact strategy. The thing is, while I remembered my classmates' faces at all, well, I barely remembered them, and I didn't plan to either. I could say with absolute certainty that I'd never seen this girl's face in the same classroom as me before. Probably. Damn it! I couldn't completely rule it out. After all, whenever I was at school, I was usually glued to my desk until the final bell, pretending to be asleep. Or having delusions, staring at my desk, or feigning reading my textbooks. I didn't do anything else. I had next to no memory of my classmates' names and faces, so I didn't even try to remember any. Which was it? Was she telling the truth, or was it all a lie? No, it didn't matter whether or not we were classmates, because the one thing I knew for sure, the one hard, indisputable fact, was that she had committed murder.
もしかして本気で思い出せないのさっき頭打ったせいで記憶喪失になっちゃった
Yes, and the demon girl reached for my head. I retreated back under the desk to try and avoid her.
たく変だよじゃあ大地に聞いてみて
Oh yeah, here's the proof.
そしたらたくも思い出せるかも
Daichin? The hell was that? Was that a person or some sort of secret code or no demonic incantation?
大地だよ大地三角大輔
She knew Misumi-kun's name? And not only that, but she was calling him Daichin? She wouldn't call him that unless they were really close.
ちょっと待ってね
And now she's gonna pull her phone out. The demon girl reached for a bag on the sofa. A bag that wasn't mine, and took out a cell phone.
大地はとよしオッケーはい
After a bit of fiddling with the phone, she held it out to me. When I made no motion to take it, the demon girl forced a smile and quickly grabbed my hand.
ほら固まってないで
She forced me to hold the cell phone. The demon girl's hand was soft and just a little bit cold. I had expected it to be a lot colder, almost like ice, but it wasn't nearly that bad. I guess even murderers had blood flowing through their veins. And because her hand was unexpectedly feminine, my heart started to thump. No, don't fall for it! Don't fall for the femininely wiles! Don't fall for it! Don't fall for it, Takumi! She's a demon! I'll never let her seduce me. I'm not into 3D. Lend me your power, Seiradon!
たく携帯使ったことないの電話機は耳に当てるんだよ
Tilting her head, the demon girl peered at my face from point-blank range. With her hand still grabbing mine, she brought the phone up to my ear. But before she did, I quickly looked at the screen. The registered name Daichin was displayed, and it looked like it was already calling them. With no escape, I pressed the receiver up against my ear. I heard the sound of the phone ringing. Eventually, that sound stopped, and in its place... Oh my god, Masumi. Were they saying that to me? Or to the demon girl? Why they said that? The person on the other end remained silent. They didn't say who they were. It sounded like they were downtown or something, as I could hear a bunch of noise coming through the receiver. I was so confused, my voice wouldn't come out. I had no idea what to say. Masumi-kun, or at least that's who I thought it was, quickly reverted to his normal tone. Rimi. Sakihata Rimi. Masumi-kun knew her? Well, it wasn't like that was anything unusual. Masumi-kun was a natural-born playboy, after all. Well, womanizer... scumbag. It wouldn't be surprising if he'd gone out with the demon girl in the past, or even if they were in a super intimate relationship now. That didn't matter to me, though. What I needed to know was whether the demon girl was my classmate or not. The demon girl once again peered at my face. Shit, she was way too close. I turned my back to her and spoke into the receiver. Why had he responded so nonchalantly? Him acting so natural made it sound like me being with the demon girl was an everyday occurrence or something. Oh boy, what's your piece of advice? Yeah. Was the person on the other end really Masumi-kun? For example, there was the possibility that the demon girl had made a phone call to someone who only sounded like Masumi-kun. Maybe this person who sounded like Masumi-kun was just another underling of hers, and he was only pretending to be Masumi-kun in order to trick me. I was starting to doubt anything and everything. I didn't know what was true and what was a lie. Hold on. What the hell kind of trap was the demon girl trying to make me fall into anyway? Why bother with a trap this elaborate? In a situation like this, wouldn't it be easier and quicker for her to just go ahead and kill me already? Or was there some reason behind it? Some kind of prerequisite saying she had to trick me, even if it meant taking it this slow? No, maybe it was some hidden camera type thing spearheaded by Masumi-kun. The girl wasn't actually my classmate, but Masumi-kun's girlfriend, and he sent her here in order to screw with me. As fucking if. If that were the case, how the hell would I explain everything that's happened at the crucifixion crime scene? His tone of voice sounded exactly like Masumi-kun's. The more I heard, the more convinced I was that the person on the other end had to be him. No. Should I start talking? I sensed a gaze on my back. The girl was staring at me. Dear God. The chills on the back of my neck still hadn't gone away. What kind of expression was the demon girl making? I wanted to turn around and see for myself, but I was too scared. What, is it like girl number 5?
そのなんだよ早く言えってうちのクラスああうちのクラスがどうしたいる何か女子あ先畑って名前の
Despite steadily becoming more and more incoherent, I somehow managed to explain myself. Suddenly, Masumi-kun stopped responding. Silence. However, I could still hear the noise of the city around him, so the call hadn't disconnected or anything. Why wasn't he talking? The next thing I heard was an extremely exaggerated sigh. Gamer brain? Where did that come from? And not only was it completely out of left field, but he brought up that bullshit condition that had been coined despite having no scientific backing whatsoever. What? I thought gamer brain was a fucking joke. Oh my god. Oh yeah, he's definitely far gone. Oh. I couldn't comprehend what that person that sounded like Masumi-kun was saying. He'd said that the demon girl and I had been in the same class since first year, and that the three of us had seen a movie together pretty recently. Pretty recently, but when exactly? I really wouldn't call you whimsical, but... yeah, that was a bit harsh. The words I heard on the other end of the call, not a single one of them felt real to me. I had absolutely no memory of any of it. I couldn't acknowledge that any of that had happened in the past. I just couldn't. It was all some story that the person who sounded like Masumi-kun had made up. It couldn't be my past. The past can only be established as truth if a person remembered it, so if I didn't remember it, it wasn't true. Hangs up. Unable to take it anymore, I hung up the phone. It's funny, going through this now, like, with all the knowledge that I currently have about Takami's existence and all of that, like, goddamn, a large amount of this really just kind of, I'm looking at this from a completely different lens. Like, this went from psychological, I mean, it's still psychological horror, which I do absolutely dig psychological horror. This went from me being more, like, this went from me being confused and terrified to, like, feeling slight pity for our current iteration of Takami. Like, with his limited knowledge, he's being thrown too many curveballs that are causing him to literally lose it. It's fascinating. My breathing had grown extremely heavy without me noticing. The sweat that had been beading on my forehead showed no signs of stopping. In fact, it was increasing. Long trails of sweat trickled down my entire body, starting from my face and ending at my feet.
The
demon girl, looking worried about me, calmly offered me a handkerchief. A cute, patternless vermilion handkerchief. There was a faint floral scent to it. Instead of taking it, I attempted to somehow maintain my composure and organize my thoughts about everything that was happening. But in the end, it didn't go too well. I was doubting anything and everything, causing all my thoughts to rapidly churn together into a chaotic whirlpool. Sighing in minor disappointment, the demon girl put away her handkerchief, and then with a triumphant look on her face, she asked me a question. Oh, fascinating, I didn't take the handkerchief.
大臣はなんて？
She was acting like she already knew the answer. I couldn't afford to answer her. What was she? An ordinary classmate of mine? Or a monster? I had no idea. Maybe I was the crazy one. Taking the chat with Shogun into consideration, I couldn't rule out the possibility that someone other than myself was controlling my body. Or maybe all of my memories of the demon girl, of the girl named Saki Hatarini, had somehow gotten knocked right out of me due to some freak accident or something. At this point, I didn't know anything about myself for sure. Did I have amnesia? Did I sleepwalk? Or could it be something else entirely?
大丈夫？体辛いならソファーで横になる？
The demon girl spoke to me kindly. Don't let your guard down. Anyone who acts nice to an otaku freak like me must have some kind of ulterior motive. I shook my head, putting my strong will to resist against the demon girl on full display. Then, using that same strength, I raised my head. Sweat got in my eyes, blurring my vision. The demon girl's face was a lot closer than I'd expected it to be. What color eyes were those?
なんで
何？
ここにいる？
なんでってタクに会いに来たんだよ。もしかして勝手に部屋に入ったこと怒ってる？でもそれはタクがちっとも返事してくれないから悪いんだよ。結構長い時間ノックしてたんだから。
Yeah. I thrusted the cell phone she'd given me back at her. As I watched the demon girl timidly take it back, I asked her once again.
なんで
今度は何？
ここにいる？
You already asked that. I know that! What was her reason for coming here? If she'd come to kill me, she would have done it a long time ago. So why wasn't she doing anything? Oh, there we go. Now we're actually getting into stuff that I've already seen. All right. On to the next illusion. It feels really weird seeing Grim without her friggin' glasses. Oh, my lord. Oh, by the way. Fuck, I think I actually brought this up earlier. Apparently, like, supposedly this... You know, I'm just gonna shut up. Alright, nope, not this one, so neutral. And we're looking for something called there were only 5 calls, and then we put it to negative. Hey! Okay, so this one I'm supposed to go, let's see, there were only 5 calls on the list, so this time I'm supposed to be negative, and then won't have to do anything until chapter 4 is delusion, so negative! Woo! Hooray! Awful things happening! Woo! Hi, Bon. Best boy, Bon. And Sua, who I wish to murder. Alright, nothing here. Because we're still waiting on chapter 4. I may not even have time to kind of get to all of this. Because admittedly, a large amount of the time has been devoted to just skipping. And here I am basically talking to myself this whole time. I almost thought this is what we were supposed to be doing. Okay, no. Alright, neutral on this one too. Bye, Senna. Now that I fully understand what you're talking about, I'm looking in this again. I am looking at her. I am looking at her words. It is fucking terrifying. Legitimately terrifying that we see. There are like 3 sides to Grim. There's the helpful nurse, there's the psychopathic killer, and then there's her as Grim. Oh, here it is. In the small private room. This one is supposed to be neutral. So, skip. Now, the next one. The police. Chapter 4. This one's supposed to be... Oh, this one's supposed to be negative. Okay. So this one's negative. Okay, what's this going to be turning out to be? Okay. Terrifying thoughts ran through my head. Hey, look, there's Senna's dad over there. I sat up and looked around the park once again. The man who'd been sitting on a bench while staring at his cell phone was taking quick glances at me. Or at least that was what it felt like. Oh yeah, we're at the point where we're being chased by police. Anua. Right then, a man with a stern face entered the park and sat down on the pipe-ish fence, opened a newspaper, and started reading. In a dark place, with next to no streetlights. Also, I think I can read out what Senna's dad's sign says. The great king of terror has come to this city. I think that's what it's supposed to say. Next one's gonna be chapter 5. Got it. A man, seemingly a businessman, who had been walking quickly through the park, was now standing at the edge of the overpass, gazing down at the street below. The policeman, who had been talking to the homeless man, was now looking at me while contacting someone on his police radio. Cold sweat crept down my back. No. Were these guys cops? Maybe they were tailing me. If that was true, I was completely surrounded. Yua had already made up her mind and decided that I was a murderer, and then based on her delusion, she'd probably gone and reported to the police. I couldn't help but mutter that out loud, albeit at a volume low enough so that no one could hear me. Was this another part of Shogun's evil plan? I didn't do it! I didn't kill anyone! I'm not the murderer! Why should I? A coward who couldn't talk to people worth shit be treated like a murderer and then subsequently chased by the police? Why did I have to get caught up in Yua's insane delusion of bullshit? Regardless, I couldn't stay here. My chest still hadn't stopped pounding, and it hurt to breathe, but I still had to get out of here. I made my way over the overpass, trying my best to look as natural as possible. Right in front of me was a staircase leading to Meiji Dori. I'd go down it, and then I'd escape using the road. As I reached the middle of the overpass, a new figure appeared on the stairs. It was a woman, and judging from the suit, an office worker. She was holding a cell phone to her ear and talking with a blank expression on her face as she walked up the stairs. Could she be a detective too? I passed by her, my heart pounding the entire time. Ugh!
っていう T シャツが流行ってるわよ。今度の日曜日に買いに行くわ。原宿の竹下通りに売っているから。
I felt really uncomfortable. Her speaking style was really awkward. It felt strangely theatrical. I'm betting you that probably comes across better as somebody that natively speaks Japanese. Like, I love listening to other languages, but admittedly, I've always struggled understanding, like, the way people say things. I don't know whether it's a part of my, like, autism, but it's kind of hard for me to tell if somebody is being sarcastic with me sometimes, unless I, like, really know the person, like my friends, Glitch, some of the others. It's kind of hard for me to tell the way that somebody says something. But I bet this probably comes across a lot better for people that actually speak Japanese. It's kind of reminding me of, like, I watch TFS, and they've been doing, like, their episode commentaries whenever they're covering DBZ Abridged and stuff like that. And learned something very fascinating about Goku and Chi-Chi. Now, I might be paraphrasing here, and I might have gotten some details wrong, but apparently the dialect that they're using in Japanese is sort of a country-ish or a hick dialect, which is fascinating. Which kind of makes me wonder if it was actually localized in America. It would be kind of hilarious hearing Goku with a country bumpkin accent. Who the hell was she talking to anyway? Who was on the other end of the phone? Was she even talking to anyone at all? But in the end, the woman took no action against me. I finally made it to the stairs, and it was with relative ease. Upon reaching them, I looked back toward the park. The cop wasn't following me. He was standing in the same place as before, still talking into his police radio. One of the homeless people who'd been sitting on the ground was starting to get up, but none of the other homeless people were moving. But then before I knew it, the man on the bench and the man reading the newspaper both got up and started walking toward me. The two of them glanced at each other. They were exchanging looks, or at least it seemed like it. I then turned my gaze to the office worker once again. She had passed me a few moments ago, but now she'd turned her head to look at me. The second our eyes met, she turned back away with a start. Her cell phone was still held up to her ear, but she wasn't speaking anymore. I was hit with an amount of fear that I had never experienced before, and I immediately bolted down the stairs. As I ran down Meiji Dori toward the station, I looked up the overpass. The office worker was leaning over the railing and pointing at me. And it wasn't just her. 2 men were sprinting across the overpass. They really were cops! All of them were cops! Shit! This is all Yua's fault. She'd set me up! Should I just tell them I was innocent? But even if I did, I couldn't get away from the fact that I was literally running away from the police right now. Besides, I was sure that the police would find some way to pin it on me regardless. They would never believe an otaku freak like me. I didn't have time to think about what would happen next. For now, I just needed to get away from you and the police. That was the sole thought occupying my mind. Skipperoonie, and then I met you. Okay, let me remind myself. Okay, so we've already done all the stuff for Chapter 4, which means nothing's really going to change until we jump into Chapter 5. Skipperoonie. You're going to show me, I guess you're going to show me the power of you summoning your blade? Because we've seen it before. This is like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen you do this. And then you cloned yourself. And then we see the amazing Bon showing off his magic trick to the horrifically evil Sua, who should be shot. I'm sorry, I still have a massive hate boner for Sua for what he did to Bon in the previous route. If there's a route where I can keep Bon alive, that'll be infinitely better. That would make me a very happy camper if I actually got to keep Bon alive. Oh, by the way, we're in Chapter 5. All right, here's another example. Okay, Chapter 5. This one needs to be positive. Thankfully, I'd already seen this one. And this is the one where Remy comes to comfort him, and thus securing, currently, for now, a dependency on Remy. Okay, so this one I can skip. The next one that I'm going to come across is negative, and it has to be... Okay, that's going to be easy to spot. That'll be way too easy to spot. The majority of this is just me talking over skipping scenes, which is... I don't know if people would even watch this. I think because of me entering the ending, I guarantee there's going to be probably some people that probably aren't watching this. They're going to be watching and waiting for specific moments that they're familiar with Chaos Head. And to be honest, that's par for the course. I've done it myself. There are sometimes I'll wait for a certain Let's Play to get to a certain part before I actually watch it. And I mean, I'm guilty of that myself, so you know. All right, this is not the one that I need either. Okay. Which kind of just puts me in the mind that there are some channels I think that have actually retired. Like I miss. There's actually one channel that retired recently. Not recently. Anybody else here watch Bittersweet Gamers? I miss those guys. I really love their stuff. Whatever they're doing, I hope they're having themselves a good time. Flag tripped. Not this one. Skip. Keeping this one on neutral. I wanted to skip around to see those messages again, but well, whatever. Senna being a badass, just destroying shit left and right. Alright, let's see. I'm betting you the next one's gonna... I bet you the next illusion's gonna be up right about... Yes! Okay, this one has to be negative. Wait, I don't think I've seen what this one turns out to be. Okay. My vision suddenly went pitch black. I felt something push against my eyes. What the hell? No fucking way. Could this be the legendary Who Is It game? The legends state that it only exists within the world of 2D. Yes, she said the classic line. Could it be? Could it well and truly be? I never thought I'd experience it in my lifetime. As of right now, I'd basically won the game of life. What? Of course, I immediately knew the answer. After all, I was trained in the art of working out the voice actor just by hearing an anime character talk. I used to be pretty good at that. But saying, it's obviously Ryu Rimi, would be pretty embarrassing. How should I answer? What was that?
どう？答えわからない？
That sounded like a wheelchair. Oh shit. There was someone there. I could sense the presence of someone other than Rimi. Since my vision was obscured, my hearing was particularly sensitive. In the location where we were now, someone other than Rimi and I was there. And there was the sound of creaking metal. Oh god.
その目誰の目?
My body was instantly seized by fear. I tried to shake off Rimi's hand, but she held it firmly.
ちょっとちゃんと答え言ってよ。ズルしちゃダメなんだから。
This is weird. Something was very wrong here. Why was she acting so carefree? Hadn't she noticed it? Or was she just pretending not to? I couldn't stand the fear of not being able to see what was going on, so I grabbed the delicate hands covering my eyes and ripped them away.
タク？
Rimi fought back even harder. As a result, we ended up wrestling a bit with each other, and Rimi collided with my back. I felt the soft sensation of her bulging chest. Really. But now wasn't the time to rejoice in that fact.
離せ!
I somehow managed to shove Rimi's hands aside and jump away. I then turned back toward her.
どこだ? 将軍はどこに?
The only thing I saw was Rimi, standing there with a bewildered look. And like that, you hurt her feelings. I looked around the area, trying to find a wheelchair, but there was nothing. Absolutely nothing.
いない。そんな。
I couldn't see him anywhere. Not in the large sport courts, and not by the entrance. There wasn't a single sign of an old man riding in a wheelchair.
タク、ごめん。びっくりさせちゃった。
Rimi looked very apologetic. It didn't seem like an act either.
今、いなかった。
何が？
車椅子の老人が。
Rimi tilted her head.
いないよ。私は見てない。その人と一緒だったの？
違う。そうじゃなくて。そうじゃなくて。
I became less and less confident in my assumption. Even though I was sure I'd heard those things. That sound of a wheelchair creaking. Shogun's chuckle. It was like he was mocking me. And whose eyes are those eyes? I hallucinated it? Was I really that anxious? That was probably it. It was probably nothing more than that.
大丈夫だよ。
Rimi smiled at me, except it felt forced this time.
私が一緒に帰ってあげるから、怖がらないで。ね。
Relief flooded into me from her words. Then, guided along by Remy, we headed toward the school gate. Skip. There's the skippage. Alright, so it looks like we've already met all of the requirements for this chapter's delusions, which means we'll have to do anything until chapter 6. Okay. Alright, this is where shit hits the fan and then boom, Noah. Alright, this is gonna feel weird. I feel like I should stop here because I feel like I'm getting to the point where yeah. Okay, we're going to stop here for right now because, like I said, it looks like the majority of this has just been strictly, just a very healthy amount of skipping. With a few new moments, that and I want to make sure that I, chop out specific stuff. Ergo, that one Fez delusion, which... why? I know it's frickin' Taku, but god, man. I would rather deal with the delusions or the absolute sheer magnificence of Halloween Kyoma. You know what? Fuck it. Even though I watched the anime for Steins Gate, I really should read the visual novel, shouldn't I? Well, I'm out. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.